this you're drinking?
Body Armor. They're not sponsoring us.
Also, I immediately thought Under Armour. And I was
I'm just drinking neoprene.
It seems extremely uncomfortable to drink.
No, it's Body Armor. It's really great. I love it.
Are they not sponsoring us?
I wish they were.
Because you sound just like they're sponsoring
I
us.
know. I really do, though. I love it dearly. It's like a sports drink, but it's like coconut water.
Ugh.
It's great. Body Armor.
It's great.
It's great. Sponsor us.
How have you been, other than the sickness, the encroaching sickness?
It's just ridiculous. It is ridiculous. I really hate it. It's terrible. So, I mean, but other than that,
yeah,
I'm doing really good. I'm coming back. You know, I have a meditation story to share, and I've been sitting on it because I haven't had one of these in a while.
No, it's been a fucking minute.
I really have to figure out how to unpack this.
Does it continue on your last... What
Yes.
happened last? Okay, should we do a refresher? Like,
Okay.
Last time on.
Well, yeah, last time that I had contact, I'm saying this and it sounds insane. It's just so bizarre. And like, the thing is that it's like, I'm not directly thinking of this. It's like, I put this story together through pieces that I get. So it's not like the whole time I'm like imagining this story. I always have to kind of unpack my meditations. And so after this one ended, a couple of days were still going by when I was like, holy shit. Where we last left off, Yoxin laid down.
Yeah.
And then like there was this hawk, you know, and that's kind of where we left off. Well, so on this one, and I was doing the spirit guide meditation. I'm in the garden, you know, that you get to eventually. And Yoxin's there, but he's a spike. He's a young caribou. And like, I mean, he's very adolescent.
Little baby yaks.
Yeah, and he was kind of knobby, you know, but he was just this little animal that he was there, and I knew who it was, you know. He's not I don't know what a foal. He's coming back a little bit.
He's like a teenager. Caribou.
Yeah. Basically, through like this message that I got from Yoxin, basically his life cycle has started over.
I was wondering if that's what it... Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like basically... And he's a teenager now. And the reason I've not been able to focus all winter is because he was just a fawn. He's my personification, or like he is my spirit. I've not been able to meditate, and I've not been able to focus, and I've been so scatterbrained and didn't have a lot of strength and energy this winter because I was a fawn. Very interesting.
It's very interesting. And I'm wondering what role the hawk plays.
Well, hawks, as like a totem, hawks are immensely solitary. It's different. It's like Yoxin's my guide, but this hawk is my guardian. And because and I would picture these wings all winter, like in subliminal flashes. Like anytime I felt threatened or like I'd turn my back, like I said before, I would cleanse and things would feel, I would imagine these wings just unfolding and just being like a shield.
Right.
Like I've stopped doing that. And it's like, it's there for me when I need it the most. When Yoxin's gone.
Wow, yeah.
I don't need him anymore.
I'm very glad that that's how this ended up.
Yeah.
In that it wasn't just a complete departure.
No. It's basically, and it kind of follows the maiden mother crone cycle, you know? And like,
that's what I was thinking. It was like a little imbolg stumbling calf.
Yeah. And it's like, and that's kind of what he was. You know, he was kind of all, you know how little like hoofed animals are. Their knees are real knobbly. Yeah. But he was older, you know, but he still had that awkward teenager Yoxin look, you know?
Like when a puppy is about 6 months old, they don't quite look like a puppy anymore, but they're not a dog. They're just somewhere in between.
And it's just so bizarre because it's like, I don't know his voice. I just receive knowledge. It's like it just becomes things I know. And so it's very interesting how all of these things line up. And of course I understand. It's very possible that my brain is just forming this explanation, but it doesn't feel like it.
Right.
It feels like my soul explained to me what's going on through the personification of Yoxin. It's just it picked that symbol to use to talk to me. I feel like with the coming winter, next year, I'll understand and be able to prep for it better.
And that's a lot of what all of this is about in our first year, really, I guess, of doing this. And not just our first year of the podcast, but our first real year of
practicing.
Of practicing and understanding. And I hit mine sort of around Samhain time, but even then, I wasn't really talking to you about it necessarily, and there's still so much to learn, and every season you hit, everything you hit, it's your first one. So now that that's coming to a close, now the experience building part comes in.
Yeah.
And that's exciting to look forward to and think, well, I know last year this is how I handled it.
Yeah.
And it worked, so it's exciting to grow.
It really is. And I think I'm just going to get better and better at handling things because, like you said, you get that added experience and then you can apply it.
Yeah.
And then you can build on it. And and then eventually you just know what you're doing.
You know what's going on.
Yeah. And it's like you just can actively move and take measures you need to take to keep sane, which, helps.
It helps to be sane. Sometimes, I guess.
Oh my goodness.
So I've heard you have an interesting topic.
I have a doozy.
Tell me about it.
All right. I have a historical episode.
Oh, fuck yeah.
But this one is a villain.
I love the villains. Oh, I'm excited.
This one's a full villain. Matthew Hopkins, the Witchfinder General.
The Witchfinder General? Matthew Hopkins.
This, in my opinion, this absolute dickhead. He was a serial killer.
Is he worse than Cotton Mather?
Oh, infinitely.
Oh.
I came to a crossroads. But I eventually came to a solution that made me feel very smug and happy. So, which is always good.
It's the best state to be in.
Yeah,
smug and happy.
Smug and happy. It's like, I almost don't even want to give him the time of day to talk about him, but at the same time, I'm talking about him on our pagan podcast.
Right,
and it's the ultimate revenge. So I was like, wait a minute, no, this is, we have
somewhere
to do this.
His spirit's very upset.
Yes, just fussy. It's just insane. And I had first heard about him on Lore, which is so good.
I'm Aaron Mankey.
Oh,
I just wanted to say it.
And this is Lore. Oh, he's so cute. But, as infinitely better researched of, podcast it's short. So I wanted to kind of do a big long chunk on Matthew Hopkins because I also think that history is always important to keep at the forefront of our minds. To remember how insane humanity can be, in my opinion.
For sure. What is it? Those who do not study history are doomed to repeat it?
Yeah, this is how I feel about it because this is witch trial mentality at the most dangerous that I've ever read.
Anytime there's a panic mixed with a mass of people and it kind of creates that hive mind, shit can get real bad.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to dive in. I'm ready to tell this tale.
Do it. I want to hear it.
Sitting all crisscross applesauce in my little chair, and I have my big ass book, and I'm ready to tell you this.
If it were nighttime, this would be a wonderful little, sit down, kids.
Sit out, gather around, for I have news.
By the way, I left all of that sit down, kids stuff in the last episode.
And no one knows what it means.
Maybe we should explain. I feel like we're going to say this from time to time.
Clarky.
He was doing a mic check for us and getting all of our tech stuff set up, and he just said, all right, I'm going to tell a story. Sit down, kids.
Sit down, kids.
Oh, he meant to say, gather round, kids.
Yeah, sit down, kids.
Sit down, kids. So that's where that was.
So let's tell this ridiculous story.
I'm so ready.
Ugh. In 1603, Scotland and England were united. And so on the scene arises King James. We know who King James is.
We're familiar.
And formerly he was the King of Scotland, young King of Scotland, but he became James the First of England. So he was obsessed with all things the occult, but not in a
good
interested way, in a it's going to kill us all way.
Ooh.
And yeah, that's not good when the king has that mentality. Yeah. Okay, so this is issue number one. This is already a problem. He studied the pitfalls of witchcraft and dark magic, and he wrote this bestseller called Demonology. Fueled the witch fear even worse.
I would like to buy this and read this today.
And so the public read it, of course, and then the witch mania got into overdrive because the fucking king wrote this book. So
abuse of power there.
Yeah, no, it just made things worse. Okay, so in 1604, James convinced Parliament to pass this bill, I guess, called the Witchcraft Statute, which basically ruled witchcraft a crime punishable by death. He was just you know what, this shit's so serious, we got to pass this law to where it's we're going to kill all these witches.
I'm going to venture to guess that they don't actually go through the trouble of defining what witchcraft is.
Oh, no. so corrupt.
Being awake past midnight.
This story, dude, it will make you mad. Because that's the thing. I finished it and I was fucking pissed. The fear and paranoia just builds for decades. Okay? It's just like this. And it comes to a head 1644. 40 years have passed. And it's just been like brewing this paranoia of, witchcraft and things
40
like that.
years. God
40
damn.
years.
That's some time to steep.
Yeah. In which walks in Matthew Hopkins, stage left. Here he comes in, okay? He was a lawyer, granted, a starving one. He was, like, real Puritan.
Oh, boy.
Like...
My skin's crawling.
But he was also literally an evil person. So, just put those two things together.
So he was kind of using spirituality, or his spirituality, as a guise.
See, in my mind, I'm going to summarize it at the end. I'm going to say my piece at the end.
You know what? I'm going to stop interrupting you because I'm going to have thoughts.
Oh, we're going to have some shit to talk about, okay? So he moved to Manningtree, Essex, in 1644, and made it his life's mission to destroy anything tied to the works of the devil. Anything he deemed tied to the works of the devil.
Broad.
Or so he claimed. His quest began in his own goddamn town. Okay?
Easy enough.
So he states that he overheard several women talking amongst themselves. Okay, one, it's not your business. They're not talking to you. You're probably just mad at them because they're not talking to you.
Yeah, well, he's mad because it's a group of women talking.
He's such a nice guy. Like, that's what I picture. God.
Does he have, like, an old fedora on?
I feel like he does. I feel like he does. In, like, a time of, like, gentleman's mustache, he has, like, a scraggly one because he can't grow it.
Ew. And he, like, sent them, like, a drawn portrait of his dick.
Yeah.
Like, unsolicited.
Yeah. That's exactly him. So he says that he overheard these ladies not talking to him, but talking amongst themselves about their meetings with the devil.
Oh, obviously.
That they've just been doing.
Let's say you are in a group where you're doing stuff like this and you know that this is a hysteria. You know people, you're obviously going to go to a bar and yell about it real loud.
No,
obviously.
Exactly. He heard all of this happen. And I have to say,
no, he didn't.
This story happens in just a few years. A lot happens in just a few years. Then he starts this wave of accusations, because as we know, these witch trial type things just spread like wildfire, because someone would get accused and try to save their own hide and accuse somebody else, and it was just a mess. So he started it because he accused these women. Okay, it winds up, this witch trial that he started has 23 women killed. We already start here. 19 were hanged and 4 died in prison.
Okay, we're not talking like total deaths here. We're talking, this is how it starts?
No, that was, the witch trial that he started ended with 23 women dead.
Okay.
But that's not his only witch trial that he started.
Okay, figured there was more. Jesus, how many? 29 were
23.
hanged?
19 were hanged and 4 died in prison.
What would you rather? I'd rather just be hanged.
I'd rather be hanged.
That time, a prison? Jesus.
Yeah. By 1645, Matthew dubbed himself the Witchfinder General.
Ew, I hate that laugh.
Oh, isn't he the worst? Okay, no, this dude sucks. Like,
what?
Yeah, and he stated that
that's like picking your own nickname.
Yeah, no, he called himself the Witchfinder General.
What a dick.
Oh, he's horrible. And he stated he was hired by Parliament to hunt, uncover, and punish witches. It was his job. So who
paid him for this?
I'll tell you.
Okay, I'm sorry. You okay.
Dude, it sucks.
I'm having feelings.
It's so horrible that this just happened. So he traveled with a literal entourage who were deemed the lady prickers.
Wait.
I'll explain.
Okay.
So, and they traveled from town to town all over Eastern England. And,
the lady prickers.
Examining, trying, and killing women, and some men, for 20 shillings a town. Which was a lot of money.
To just blow through and kill people. This
happened.
This is like Hitman.
No, it's
some
insane. And so and these were rural towns, and the paranoia and hysteria was worse in these areas. So basically a town would be like, oh, we need them to come because if look how many they caught in that town. We have this many in this town.
Who knows how many we have?
Yeah. Unfortunately, and very ridiculously, this became a lucrative business. They were making murder a business.
Yeah. I mean, anything
legally
that causes panic. You know?
In my opinion, he was a serial killer that found a legal way to
his
kill.
Way, yeah.
And getting paid so much, like, funded this obsession that he had. And history paints him essentially as, like, a man obsessed with, like, this crusade to eliminate witchcraft. But I don't believe that's what it is. I think he was a psychopath. I think he was a serial killer who found, like, a loophole in the system. He had a lot of methods that he would use. And he pulled several from Demonology, the book that the fucking king wrote, to deem women witches. So he would keep them awake for several days until they entered delirium and would confess. Let's talk about what the term lady prickers means. It was a scam.
Please, because I'm just picturing, like, a 50s gang of greasers with, like, some leather jackets that say lady prickers.
It's not much better. So basically, you know, there was the rule, and Susan Fair talked about this in American Witches, that there would be witch marks, and in like a lot of the belief was that these witch marks didn't feel pain or they didn't bleed.
Oh, right.
So these sons of bitches would use retractable blades. It was a lie. The blade would just suck into the knife, and they'd be like, "Look, she doesn't bleed."
I'm having a problem with this.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. This wasn't for moral purposes. He was killing people because he wanted to.
Sometimes in this, like, megalomaniac type of way, people can talk themselves into thinking that they're doing it for good reason. However, if you're going that far...
No, because you
enjoy it.
Yeah. They would, like, lie. Because at the same time, too, the more witches they got, the more money a town was going to pay them. And so, yeah, they would use retractable blades and, like, stab, and the blade would suck into the handle. Oh, look! She does not bleed, you know, and then she's killed. Are you kidding me?
And can you imagine being the woman or the person that they do this to?
It's over.
And knowing what just happened and being like, I can, there's nothing I can do.
And no one's going to believe you.
Nothing I can do.
I mean,
I'm going to die a horrible death.
Just because someone thinks I should.
And at that time, they don't know now what we know. They don't know that it's ever going to be found out.
No. It's horrible. God. It's really a nightmare.
That's some ghost potion right there.
I know.
To go to your death thinking that shit.
I know.
Man.
It's just awful. But his favorite was the
he
duck
had a
test.
Favorite? Oh. Okay, tell us about that.
Yeah, I hate this thing. So he loved the swimming test. He would bind their hands and feet, sometimes tie them to a chair, and just throw them in the pond. And it's the thing we all know, that if they died, they were innocent, and if they lived, they were a witch. You know, it's the absolute dumbest theory in the universe.
So one thing I don't understand about that method is, how is it not disproven? Because they all die, right? Like, I mean, they all sink and die. So does everybody just go, oh, I guess they weren't a witch? At what point, I guess if you get out of your bonds and swim.
And there's a story in the episode, and I don't remember her name, and I would actually really like to talk about her life because it's crazy. A young woman actually did survive one of his tests, and she was captured again and imprisoned, but I think she maybe wound up surviving. Like, she was able to get out of her bonds.
I know who you're talking about. They've based story, there's, of course it's been blown out, but now they set her on fire and she, like, got away from it, like, and shit like that. Yeah, but that's cool. That's
she
like
wound
an
up
actual
able to
lady.
wriggle out of her bonds.
Well, she was a witch.
Yeah, you know. She used magic to free herself from these ties. He and this stupid band of heathens are, like, believed to be responsible, hold on to your chair, to the deaths of 300 women in 2 years.
In 2 years?
From 1944 to 1946.
How do you, being a pious man, or at least wanting people to think that, how do you sleep?
I think you...
I mean, I guess you're with a heart on.
You love it, yeah. He was proud. So he made, it's believed, 1,000 pounds off the murders. Okay. And, like, the average salary at this time was like 10.
Jesus.
Yeah. He was making a ton of money.
I wonder what that works out to. That had to be like millions.
Oh,
right?
Shit
right?
Money. I'll convert it here in a bit.
Fuck.
He published his book called The Discovery of Witches, which basically was like a hand guide to witch hunting. So he, like, published a manual.
So you can do this at home.
Yeah, pretty much. And, like, what his procedure was. During the reign of Matthew Hopkins, let's talk about how this happened. Because it's like, I know, you know, everybody knows about, like, the witch trials and things like that. But it's like, this one is exceptional. Because there was no reason. You know, because even in a lot of your, like, witch trial towns, you hear, like, there's always, like, one person who, like, stopped it. Or something happened, you know. And it's like, there was no reason here.
There was no pushback?
Yeah, like it just, that this was allowed to happen. Eventually, though, that kind of kicked in, you know.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
Shit.
but it's like...
He's still over there doing it.
Well, if you notice, he has a pretty short reign of power. Only 2 years.
Well, I mean, it was enough to kill 300.
It was, but he got greedy, you know. So during his reign, England was in like a super tumultuous state. Economic depression, extreme poverty, religious fightings. So, you know, the Puritans were pissed at the Catholics and like basically everyone else who wasn't Puritan. And the looming threat of like civil war had people super uneasy, super paranoid, and they wanted somebody to blame. So going all the way back from 1542 is kind of when this began. So remember, we're now in 1647, but in 1542, King Henry VIII, swell guy, he introduced, and I love the name of this bill. Buckle up for this name. He introduced the Bill Against Conjuration and Witchcrafts and Sorcery and Enchantments. This was the first of several different witchcraft laws that were passed for the next several years by different rulers. Like, I mean, it's just like that was, but that's like the one that kind of started it all. So demonology.
Can you hit me with that name?
Oh, I would love to hit you with it again. Bill Against Conjuration and Witchcrafts and Sorcery and Enchantments. It's like they're just like afterthoughts.
Yeah,
like,
it's just wait, and enchantments.
Gotta cover all the bases.
Oh, shit.
So, demonology, however, it was violent and threatening. So, it talked about wanting to destroy. And that was, again, published by the king.
Jesus Christ.
The ruler, so that didn't help either, you know? Like, that is what got distributed everywhere and was like, everybody had read it because the goddamn king wrote it. By 1648, things kind of began to calm down. While it wasn't like the end of the witch trials, as we know, the widespread like panic started to let up, as did like the political climate. So things started to kind of smooth down. Therefore, the people smoothed down a little bit.
That's bad for business.
I'm telling you. People were starting to realize that Matthew Hopkins was not all good.
Somebody finally went,
well, certain people were starting to speak up. Like there was an earl that came out that was like, look, you're just killing people for money.
Well, he was a witch.
You know, and that finally came out. His death is actually kind of a mystery. There's a lot of people who say that like a story circulated that he died in a dunking test, like accused as a witch.
Would there be so much justice?
No, I know. Like the theory though is that he actually might have like died of something like tuberculosis. But he died in 1647. So he died
like at the end, right?
So basically, he did it until he died. Yeah, he died August 12th, or he was buried August 12th, 1647. It can be found on like burial notes. But that's the story of Matthew Hopkins, the Witch Finder General.
A name he fucking picked.
That he picked.
I have feelings.
I know. It's just like, I actually want to like cut these pages out of my book and burn them. But it's
not have that shit.
Yeah, it's just like, are you kidding me?
It amazes me, and still to this day. I mean, not to we're not a political podcast now, but it amazes me what you can kind of get away with under the ruse of being pious.
Yeah,
I mean, what you can do under the name of God.
Oh yeah,
really stretches a little far.
Yeah. Yeah, you can bend those
even
rules.
Fucking a lot worse. Can you imagine if some dude like today was like, I'm killing witches, and he killed 300 people? That would be like
legally.
You couldn't do that. That guy would go to jail. And
but at the beginning, and even the middle part of his whole business, he was looked as basically a cleaning crew.
How scared would you be if you lived in one of these towns and you knew you were kind of an outcast?
Yeah.
For whatever reason. I'd pack up and...
I would try to.
I'd leave.
Yeah, if you had a chance.
I'd go to the one of the towns he already cleared through.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'm a new lady in town.
And I might be looking too deep into this, but it kind of pissed me off because I was reading a bunch of like academic papers and shit like that that people have written about him. Nobody was saying he did this because he liked to kill. They were all like, he was just overly like moral or like his religion. It's like, no, I don't buy that for a second. Y'all need to tell the truth.
Yeah.
Y'all need to say that this was someone Who killed for fun.
To me anyway, and could be completely off here, but if you're doing this in a way to represent your morality, you don't torture. You know what I mean?
You don't torture, and you also don't lie to the point to where, like, the one thing you use to have these women killed is a retractable blade.
Right, exactly.
You know, it's like, no, you're doing this because you enjoy it.
Yeah.
And, you know, things like that are still happening in certain parts of the world. You know, it's just we're so far removed from it now, fortunately.
Yeah, we have the luxury of looking back on it and being like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But, wow.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
I feel like you're going to bring up the mood a little bit.
I don't know. I got a little bit of a weird story.
Oh.
It's not a downer.
Okay.
If anything, it's very, it's reaffirmed my faith in communication with other things.
So we've both had experiences like that. Isn't that interesting?
You know, it's that time of the year where we can shake hands and kind of both.
Yeah, it's like that middle ground.
We're not 100% happy.
Yeah.
We're kind of 75, maybe, or before we go any further.
Oh, yeah, I know. I was so excited to tell my story. I just, like, balls to the walled it. Patron! Oh! I feel better.
That was massive.
Anyway, that's dedicated to Amber B.
Okay, guys, you heard it here first. So thank you, Amber B. Amber B. Please don't do it again. Thank you. I don't know how to resume. So I want to talk about the magic of mirrors.
But not scrying.
Not scrying.
Okay.
And not the more spooky side.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of shit that comes with mirrors.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's something that we just instinctually know.
Yes.
As people,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Well, and horror movies don't help.
Well, I mean, obviously, but I think it's because...
Yeah, it's like a human trait of, like, an uneasiness.
Something, yeah. But it's not all bad.
No.
And some of it is quite good and very interesting. So I want to dive into kind of a more cheery side of how you can use mirrors in your practice.
Okay.
I didn't know this when I picked this. This is actually a little old school.
Okay.
Mirrors and their uses in magic is a little dated.
I can see that.
Yeah. And it's reserved for kind of more specific parts of practice. I want to talk about what got me on this.
Okay.
This has been a long time coming because it's been, Mace, how long has it been since we received this gift?
A month and a half ago? 2 months ago, maybe?
Yeah. One of our wonderful, lovely coven members, a Miss Amanda, sent us a wonderful gift, but also like a great letter. She wrote a letter.
It was
and
very...
She sent some bath salts.
Oh my God.
And
I opened it at work.
Do you get like a kick out of opening?
I do, yeah, I really do, because our listeners send us some very interesting things, like immensely interesting. And
I'm going to open it in front of these non-pagans.
Yeah,
see what happens.
Open it at work, and it's really fun. But I pulled out this item, and Charlie, I cannot even explain to you. I picked it up and was like, this is Charlie's. Like, I knew that. And, like, I just knew it immediately.
And that's what you said. You wrote me, we got the coolest letter today, look at this. But there's something else. Yeah. And that's immediately off the bat. You were like, I held it and I knew it was yours.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about a beautiful.
Oh, it's stunning.
A hand mirror. And kind of a large hand mirror.
Silver.
In her letter, in Amanda's letter, she sent this mirror and she explained that she was cleaning out.
Yeah, like her grandfather's house.
Right.
And she found this mirror. She named it Victoria, and she said she felt it had a female energy. Mm-hmm. But also, mainly too because it's Victorian. Mm-hmm. It is so on the back. It's like Cupid or some cherub.
There's a little cherub on the back,
and like with a quiver of arrows, and it is immaculate.
And it's got this beautiful patina, and she said she buffed it up and cleaned it up, but it's got this wonderful patina on it, and she found it, and she said, I felt like it didn't belong to me. Mm-hmm. And she said, maybe you guys will, and I think that's one of those things that just happens, you find it and it finds its way into the right place. And
it's like the ring of power.
It's gonna.
It'll use people to get to where it needs to go.
It wants to be found. Mm-hmm. So I came over and laid eyes on this mirror and this whole journey with this thing. And I want to address again how long this has taken to talk about. Mm-hmm. It's been a long time coming. I've had experiences and I needed the words to put together. But the first thing I noticed about this little hand mirror is how strange. Just how strange that something you can look at it and have that feeling of like, I'm going to sit with you.
Yeah. And it's just come into your life.
Yeah.
You know, this object.
And here it is. And it's looking at me. And it feels very much like it's looking at you.
It felt sentient
and
to hold.
You're like, oh, this is right. You know, when something just feels right and it's almost off-putting. Mm-hmm. So I took her home and I put her on my altar. What I had found is I owned this thing for about a week and I could not remember once looking into the mirror and seeing myself.
Interesting.
And I was like, oh, that's strange. And I picked it up and I handled it. And I looked at the back and I looked at the little sheriff and I put it down. And like another week or so goes by and I'm like, I don't think I have seen my face reflected in this thing. And that happened several times. And I really don't know what that's about. Mm-hmm. It was almost like... you
had to like approach her.
I mean, yeah. And I'm sure I looked into the mirror. Like I think I got it and like immediately looked into it. But I could not recall seeing myself in this mirror. So I sat down and, you know, I ran my fingers and on the back, I'll put pictures up, but on the back, there's almost like little pinholes in a couple of spots. I don't know what happened, but I got to there and just kind of hung out there. And I was just feeling this vibrating energy that's happening. And when if you've ever tapped into like an object.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It's talking to me, but almost like in a way you can't understand, if that makes sense. Like you're sitting there and I'm picking something up, but I don't know what it's saying.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I'm not like hearing voices.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
It's hard to decipher. And I flipped it over and I looked in the mirror and I just saw my eye. Like even in my memory, I can't even remember anything, but I saw my eyes. I have a feeling that it's just going to like kind of build out from there.
I bet it will.
You know,
the more that you get to learn how its energy works.
And it's the strangest thing how you almost don't see if you've garnered any information. You don't see if you've earned any trust or whatever it is that you're doing when you sit down until you picture it in your mind's eye. But there's a lot going on there. And I think it's going to be something that I talk about as I kind of figure it out, because I'm not the best at that kind of stuff because I have a very active imagination.
Well, it's like, that's why... Yeah, no, and that's why it takes me, before I'm like done deciphering a meditation, it takes me a couple days to sort out
what did I imagine?
What did I imagine and what did I not? And then it's like I take a while to fully recall what happened.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, because I do have an active imagination. And so it's like I have to put it all and be like, okay, this I know I didn't imagine. Like I remember being out. Yeah. You know, it's a weird thing.
Oh, I get it.
And yeah, so I totally understand what you mean by that.
So because of all this, and I'm sorry I don't have a more fleshed out story for Victoria, but it's coming. It's a story in progress. But
it's your Yachsen.
I mean, man, there's some stuff there. And I was like, I'm gonna talk about mirrors. I'm gonna see what they hold, and I'm not gonna really touch on the spooky stuff. Maybe that'll be a spooky episode in the future talking about mirrors.
So be one.
But I wanted to touch on the magic of mirrors. And what I've learned here really ties into how I'm going to approach Victoria or how I feel about her. And I have feelings and we'll get to it. So again, this is about your everyday mundane mirror that you have up for decoration or you have up to check your outfits out. Which, since I was a little kid, dude... You know when you put two mirrors facing each other and it creates that thing?
Like an infinity.
I was like, there's something to that. There's something happening here.
It feels like it creates like a like there's a beam that goes in between both of them.
Yeah, and it's shooting across. And it's like, I mean, I understand how mirrors work. I know what a reflection is. I'm not stupid. But you can't tell me there's not something happening there.
It's like you kind of break the laws of physics a little bit.
I mean...
like just creating like an infinity loop right there.
So the mirror in itself, it is tied to the moon. and it's tied to water, which was interesting. And if you want to cleanse your mirror, it's best to use either one of these mediums. So you can leave it out in the moonlight, or you can use any kind of blessed water, holy water, if you will, maybe even like Florida water, just give it a spritz.
I've read before that after you do, remember that one that I talked about to where you use your mirror to suck up all the bad energy and then you burn it in the sun, but just rinse it with water.
Yeah. I wonder how much of that is tied to the fact that water was the first mirror, you know?
Yeah. Interesting. I didn't think it's like almost getting back to the roots.
Right. And it is said that water is the secret that will help unlock the powers of the mirror.
Oh.
Which was a beautiful little quote I found. That. And I was like, I don't know what it means, but there's it's just like one of those vaguely witchy things that's like, oh, that's just the way it is. Various entities, gods and goddesses, are tied to the mirror. Aphrodite, Isis, Freya, and Hathor. Some of them even use their mirrors as powerful weapons. A lot of what I read about Aphrodite and her mirror was a polarizing topic, that some people think it's this vanity kind of thing, that she had her mirror and she's all about love and beauty, and that's obviously reflected in the mirror. But she also used it as a fucking weapon.
I like that.
Which is so fucking cool. So the planet Venus, the symbol for it is actually a circle with a little cross under it. It actually represents that hand mirror of Venus and Aphrodite.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So that whole like female symbol and stuff is the hand mirror that was that they always had with them and would fight with.
Very interesting.
I thought that was so cool. All right, so getting into the metaphys a little bit here. Mirrors can be used to protect against evil. In fact, and this is just a funny little aside, in the 17th century in Europe, it became very popular to wear little mirrors like on your hats.
I love it.
Or like on just a little part of your body. Little mirrors became a fashion accessory. Because they were like charms to ward off evil and stuff like that. But fancy haberdasheries would just have these hats with like mirrors stuck in. And I can just see like very posh Europeans in this time just having their mirror. Oh, have you seen my new mirror?
Yeah. Oh God. Did you see so-and-so's new mirror?
Oh my goodness. She doesn't even have a mirror.
I know they can't really afford that mirror.
I heard she had to take out a loan for that mirror. I feel like it would be fun as hell to gossip with some like 17th century women.
You know it.
All right, so the whole thing with mirrors, everything that you can talk about them with, is it boils down to one basic truth. They direct energy, and it also absorbs. It's something that stores energy so well, much like a crystal almost. Negative actions performed repeatedly in a mirror, such as negative self-talk. I mean, think about when you're getting ready in the morning and you sit down, those big magnifying mirrors that you cannot look into.
Oh, if you do, it's game over. You're there for hours.
They make everyone feel like shit.
Yeah, I mean, I see every blackhead, every pore,
everything. Like bloodshot, broken capillary.
Yeah,
it's horrible. Or even in the way when you like, I guess maybe put on do your hair, whatever, kind of poke and prod at yourself and just, oh, I wish this was tighter. And just that negative or not great self-talk that we do can be absorbed by this mirror and then reflected out on you. You're doing this negative self-talk, but you're kind of setting a precedence for every time you sit in front of this mirror. It's radiating back this energy of this is the place where you sit and you judge yourself, right?
That's really interesting that you say that, because that kind of lines up. Okay, so I have this weird thing, and I'm sure a lot of people do this also, to where it's like a certain mirror that I'll look in. It's like it's dysmorphia, you know? Yeah. But I've discovered something, and it's like this weird hack, for lack of a better word, that I figured out how to do. So like in my bathroom, there's like a right corner, you know, and two mirrors. There's one on like a door and then one on the wall. And if the one on the door is angled a certain way, what you can see in that, I see myself as the world sees me, because I'm not looking directly at me.
Into a mirror. Yeah. Like a third person.
Yeah. And it's like, I can break it.
Yeah.
And I can actually see myself as I really look. Even though I'm looking in a mirror just like I was a moment ago, it's like I'm not getting the direct energy of that mirror that thinks that I look this way because I've told myself I do. It's looking at another mirror and it's like, I don't know what programming I have for you yet.
Bypassing what you've set up.
It really looks like a different person. And I know that sounds kind of nutty, but if I look in the other mirror, I don't look the same. Yeah. It's just really weird.
No, and you could have, we'll get into this later, you can actually kind of charge your mirrors with certain intents. And Picasso, I think, once said something like, who sees us truly as we are, the mirror or the painter? Something along those lines. And that kind of reminds me of that, is like, who sees you the way you really are?
Yeah.
All right, so that's kind of the background on mirrors and what they can do and the whole underlying feeling about them. So I love this idea of forgotten magic and forgotten powers that the mirror has, because it's kind of been taken over by other things and other practices. And I've always just had this thing with mirror that they feel powerful.
They feel important.
They feel important, and they're almost like little portals. And that kind of leads more into the spooky side of things that we'll get into one of these days. But it doesn't have to be a bad thing, just because, like the runes and
they're
cards,
a channel.
They're same thing. It's just a tool to kind of break down that, peek behind that veil a little bit. And there is the theory of, if you do have this mirror that you have looked into it every day and you've thought horrible things about yourself, and I'm talking about extreme situations, when almost like a disorder, or even scrying for unknown purposes, when you don't sit down and you think, I'm trying to do the specific thing when I'm scrying. If you're just kind of looking absent-mindedly at one particular mirror over and over again, it's said that it can kind of create a weak spot. It's recommended that if you do use mirrors for scrying, that you switch them up from time to time. Okay, so in hoodoo belief, and I love some hoodoo belief.
I love some hoodoo.
Okay. If you work any spell on top of a mirror, and this is something I'm going to start doing, if you work any spell on top of a mirror, the power will be increased.
I like that.
And I like this idea for doing, I like to mix up floor washes and potion-y things. We've talked about this before. I like to work with little herbs and stuff like that. And I think that that's a physical, you can manipulate these things physically to kind of gather a little bit of that energy. So I like the idea of having just a little mirrored table.
It's like a little piece of the veil gets in.
Right. Yeah. It's just something a little special about it that you can't, I don't know, I can't quite put my finger on it. Also in hoodoo tradition, to protect someone, and this is fucking interesting, if you want to protect someone or even yourself, you can place their name in between two outward facing mirrors.
That makes sense.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. On the other hand, if you want to block someone, you can place their name in the middle of two inward.
It almost feels like you're
mirrors.
just putting a spotlight on it.
It feels like
if something is always aware of them and knows what they're up to, so you can protect yourself.
It feels like a freeze almost. Yeah. Just kind of like, I gotcha, bitch.
Yeah.
Mirrors may help in astral projection.
I believe that.
However, many witches do choose to cover up their mirrors if they are trying to astrally project, or even sometimes as they sleep, because it is said that if you catch your own reflection during an astral projection, it's very jarring to see yourself like that. Do you even see your physical body, or do you see your spirit?
Oh, that makes me nervous.
It jars you, and it's not nothing bad. You're not going to get caught or something.
Right, but I get that's a
but
very.
It's jarring, and it's said that it can be so jarring that it shoves you back into your material body.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of the times, witches, they view sleeping as a gateway.
Yes, I agree with that.
And so sometimes before you go to sleep, just cover up that mirror. Mirrors can dramatically shift the feeling of a room, and this to me is 100%. So apparent. Yes. It's not even a witchy thing. It's just that's a room. Anything that is reflected in the mirror, physical or not, is said to be stored there. We talked about that a little earlier with your energy and your intent, right? But it's said to, whatever a mirror sees, it copies and kind of stores in its energy. If you notice that one of your rooms has a funk, and you've tried to smoke cleanse it, and you've tried to blast it with energy and sound clearing, and you've done everything you can think of. I have a room in my house that feels kind of dark when you walk into it. It's a little stale, and I work so hard. I'm constantly smoking the bitch up.
I know what you mean.
And I'm constantly doing sound clearing, and
I'm
trying
to get a big floor mirror.
You know what? And the thing is my vanity mirror is right across from our bed. I have really bad nightmares sometimes that I wake up and I don't remember, but I'm just freaking out from.
You've maybe had it there for too long.
And that's what I'm thinking. There might be something to it. So I'm going to try this out and see what it does. Anyway, because of this whole idea of the absorbing of the energy and the projecting it out, we have one of the longest standing superstitions about mirrors that carries on to this day. And you might have heard this. I think a lot of, maybe it's like Southern ladies, because I've heard it a lot. Older Southern ladies will say this. You always want to have a big, like a large mirror in your dining room that reflects the dinner table. Think about like in the 80s.
Yeah.
Any movie you watch, there's like a big mirror there.
Well, think about like, even in Mad Men, you know, all of those dining rooms always had mirrors.
Mirrors. And I think it's the whole thing with the mirrors. It's kind of dying out, but that was a big thing. That was just a part of the dining room. You needed a big mirror. And that comes from this idea that is really spectacular to me. If you reflect food in a mirror, it is said that it actually transforms it into tangible, edible food.
Oh, interesting.
For the other side or for the spirit realm. And in this way, you're not just theoretically leaving offerings.
But you're like making them happy. You're giving them a good ass meal.
Exactly. You're nourishing them. And it's like probably the first actual little bit of food they've had in a while. And it's not just like, they left me chocolate on the altar. I'm really appreciative.
Yeah.
And I'm,
but I'm fucking hungry.
But I want to fucking eat it. Which is just a cool little thing. And it's also said that if you're reflecting food at your dinner table, it's going to project a blessing of wealth into your home. Which makes sense. If you're putting food on your table, literally, it's going to project this whatnot sense into the home. That was one of those little lovely things.
I love that.
That we like to talk. Just a little lovely thing. And especially because mirrors are the subject of a lot of spooky gateway stories.
Yeah. It's good to hear the good.
It's good to hear the good. And I'm not saying that those spooky things aren't out there. I'm saying protect your mirrors. I also saw something that you can draw sigils into the back of them. So yeah, that was lovely. And I love the idea of transforming your food and kind of sending it to them, and it makes your offerings more nourishing, and just all of these things. They're so sweet and they're so nice. It is also said that if you do the reflection of the food, it will increase your blessings from the spirits because they're happier, right? Like they're getting food. This feels a little bit like a bribe. I don't want to do that because I'm like, if I do this, maybe I'll get something.
That's like when I leave offerings to the woods, like I've been doing, it's thanking them for helping me get through this winter that happened. Yeah. You know, it feels weird being like, I'm leaving you this, so you'll give me this.
I've tried that before because in the beginning, that's a lot of what you read is like, leave offerings for blessings. But that's not how everybody thinks. And that's fine because everyone's relationship with their ancestors and with their spirits is different. Just as it would be going to my mom's house, you know, I don't want to walk into my mom's house and be like, hey, I brought you this thing.
Will you do this for me?
You do a thing for me. Yeah. But some people have that relationship. Anywho, you can charge your mirror with the power of the sun, but no more than 9 seconds.
Yeah, that's what I read. It was like no more, mine, just to burn out the negativity, it's like no more than 7 seconds or something. It's like no more.
I feel like I'd feel good at a good solid 5.
Yeah.
5 seconds. And I would like to encourage you to, if you are going to be using the sun, to either burn out negative shit that you've scried or to charge it for your workings. God damn it. Hold it above your head and point it at the sun. Don't goddamn look in the mirror and burn your eyeballs out. I've got some feng shui tips on mirrors.
You know, I've been thinking about feng shui the whole time you've been talking about this.
Yeah.
It's really been sinking in and like making elements of feng shui
make sense. Mirrors are such a huge part of feng shui. And here's some interesting little tidbits if you're into this. And I think I am.
I so am.
I think if I were to sit down and like read about it, my house would change. Like I would just be like, can't put that there because of the spirits.
I am constantly changing things in my house.
Do not place 2 mirrors opposite each other, as this indicates restlessness, and the energy can get stuck between the 2 mirrors and they can't move on. So just as a reflection is bouncing back and forth, like the energy...
they don't need to be facing each other.
Yeah, not 2 mirrors looking at each other, creating that weird fucking portal dimension that
it does. About. It feels like you know,
you like pass through a beam of
almost
energy.
like a hadron collider or something like that. Like it's just like a beam of intense energy.
And you just walk through it and your head just splits in half.
Particularly permanently. I feel like it's like going to dismantle and blow up.
It's a portal. Something's going to crawl through. Don't hang a mirror at the opposite of a door. So if you open your bedroom door, you don't want to be looking directly into a mirror because that is said to block energy from entering the room. So kind of like what you do when you go through and you do your smoke cleansing and stuff and you draw your sigils, right? If you had a mirror sitting out that door, as soon as you open the door, it's just blasting energy into the room. A little bit of mirror lore as we wrap up here. We've all heard the deal about don't break a mirror. Or it'll bring, 7 years of bad luck. Right? That comes to us from the Romans, as they've graciously given us a bunch of weird shit that we like somehow incorporate into our daily lives. The Romans thought that every 7 years, life renewed itself. And I'm kind of thinking of like the skin cell thing here. Yeah, they say that at 7 years, you're basically a new person.
A new person, yeah.
But they thought in life, and if you did certain things, one of them being breaking a mirror, but there was 100 different things you could do, it would just like sour the rest of your 7-year cycle, right? So that's how we get this thing that if we break a mirror, we'll have 7 years of bad luck. And it's not even where it came from. And I just thought that was so interesting. And I'm so like intrigued by the Romans and their weird patterns of thought that are like almost OCD.
Yes.
Like the way they...
About everything.
And I want to end on a quote.
I love it when you end on a quote.
And this is from a little actress by the name of Bonnie Langford. And she says, "Looking in the mirror is very strange. We see only what we choose to see, good or bad."
That's true.
Very true. Macy, roll that beautiful review footage.
I'm going to roll it.
I'm going to roll in it.
I'm going to roll in it. And this was posted by Unscripted.
With 2 eyes.
With 2 eyes.
Unscripted.
Yes. The title, all around, great show.
Hey.
Good show.
Old chap.
I am so happy to have found this podcast. I'm a baby pagan / hedge witch, and this has really helped with all of my research. These girls have a perfect mix of information, entertainment, and comedy. Thank you, girls. Keep up the great work. P.S. Love the spooky sods. The spooky sods have gotten a lot of love.
Oh, man, and boy, am I happy about it.
Oh, yes. Charlye.
Macy.
We have an email.
All right.
Do you know what it is?
Partner. wbahpodcast at gmail.com.
At gmail.com.
I fucking blanked when you said, do you know what it is?
You just froze. We are also on Instagram at wbahpodcast. Find us there. Follow us there.
Join the cult. Oops, I mean coven.
We are also on Twitter at
bitch hour.
Oh, I like that one.
It was Porky Pig.
Bitch hour. Nice.
That was the worst Porky Pig.
We are also on Facebook at Witch Amateur Hour. Very important to distinguish all of these from each other. We are on Patreon at www.patreon.com/wbahpodcast.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much.
For the consideration.
Y'all are allowing us to put together some really fun things.
Oh.
That will be coming real soon.
Oh, yeah. That's all of it.
All of it. We have nothing left.
Our episode time came and dashed. This has been the WBH podcast. Dashed doesn't really rhyme with.
It reminds me
cast.
Of Dasher and Dancer. I come from the land down under.